Anyone got any topics that you wish to discuss? Like 你觉得你对那个 topic 不是很熟悉的，那我们就 go through。Tak ada Okay, then we just jump through Chapter 5 Form 5 Chapter 5 Form 5 Form 5 Chapter 5是什么 topic？ 那个 synthetics 的那个是 Let me check if I have any notes on that. Okay, got this one, right? Consumer and industrial chemistry. This one. Form 5 Chapter 5， 你们很多问题在 Form 5 Chapter 5啊，是不是因为来不及，所以你们老师没有讨论到？今天 we go and see through fast forward few topics Okay, Form 5 Chapter 5 you will have the consumer and industrial chemistry. So 如果你要 very clear with this topic, first of all you must be very clear with the rest, which is like chemical bonding and etc. 你要怎么样画 isomer 你要懂 by now. Okay, for this topic. So mostly they will ask the questions from these topics. They will ask you oil and fat, cleaning agents, okay, food additive 跟 cosmetic. 最后两个呢 so far 我没有看过很多人常问but never mind, we just go through all. Okay, so what is oil and fats? Okay, so oil and fats are part of the dietary. Okay, this one is basic. 你只需要懂这个 oil and fats are esters. 它们是 ester. So how do we form an ester? Can anyone reply in the chat? If you want to form an ester, what is the two things that you must need for an ester? 这是 chapter 2 form 5. By now you should know you need a carboxylic acid and a alcohol. Yes, good. So 其实呢这个 topic 它就是 revision 罢了，它只是 apply in your industry. So ester, you already know oil and fat are esters. So they require a fatty acid, or we say carboxylic acid, and a glycerol. The glycerol is the alcohol. Anything with oil is a alcohol. So you can see here, in order for you to do a fat, produce a fat or a oil, you need to have an alcohol and a fatty acid. So this one is the alcohol, glycerol. Okay, and then 这个是它的 fatty acid, RCOOH. I hope you can see the screen clearly. Okay, so you can see the name here, propan 1,2,3 triol. Why is the name like that? Okay, we know that we have three hydroxyl groups, right? 3 hydroxyl group. So 它有 triol 在后面。And then 为什么是 1, 2, 3？ 因为这个是 first carbon, second carbon, third carbon. 如果我倒反呢也是一样。Because this one they don't have the priority where to put the hydroxyl group first. So propan 1, 2, 3 triol. So like sometimes the question like to ask this, what is the alcohol? How to form fat or oil? Then you need to mention what's the name. So an example of fatty acid that you need to know is palmitic acid, stearic acid, and linoleic acid. This is the example: palmitic, stearic, and linoleic. Okay, 我怎么样背呢？以前我是背 Lembaga Pusat Sumber, linoleic, palmitic, stearic, Lembaga Pusat Sumber, LPS. Okay, alright. So what is the main difference between oil and fat? This one you need to know, because there was once a trial question that asked this: what is the difference between oil and fat? State 3 differences and 1 similarity. 这种题目。So you need to remember oil is come from plant, and then at room temperature they are liquid. 就是好像你的食用油这样 your cooking oil. Okay, your cooking oil is liquid at room temperature, right? So that is called a oil. It is made from plants. Okay, the melting point is low, and then the content of fatty acid is high unsaturated fatty acid. Okay, can you all see the screen clearly? I hope okay lah. 因为我在宿舍 now I'm at the university, so it's a bit, the Wi-Fi is a bit bad, so you have to bear with me. Okay, so oil, just remember, 你用的食用盐 cooking oil, 你看到 room temperature 它是 liquid form, so it is liquid. So whenever you ask for fat, 它就是 oil 的相反， fat 就是 solid at room temperature. 如果 oil 是 originate from plant 植物 then fat 就是从动物if oil have low melting point, fat have high melting point. Okay, if the content of fatty acid, this one you need to know. Oil we have high percentage of unsaturated, and then fat have saturated. 这个很重要，为什么？ Because later on we will learn how can we convert oil into fats. That one you will learn. Okay, so you can see here, saturated and unsaturated. I think you should know by now lah. What is saturated? What is unsaturated? Saturated you cannot S, so 它是 single. Okay, single. Only S, so single. But unsaturated means they got double bond or triple bond. So you see the part that I highlight, saturated dash pala. Unsaturated you got the double bond there. Okay. So the presence of double bond causes unsaturated fats to have low melting point and exist as liquids. Okay. The unsaturated fatty acid have at least one double bond. So 你要背啊，这个 is a basic thing. Okay. Alright. So here is the main part, conversion of unsaturated fats to saturated fat. Just now we already learned that oils are unsaturated, right? Oil is unsaturated, and then saturated is under who? Fats. So just now unsaturated is for oils, saturated is for fats. Okay, so can you convert unsaturated into saturated? That is the question. Okay, let's say I give you a very simple example. We have an alkene. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. H, 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 H. 我要怎么样把它变成 saturated? Can anyone answer? How do I make a double bond become into a single bond? Exactly. Hydrogenation. What does it mean by hydrogenation? We add a hydrogen into the alkene so that the double bond will break, forming single bond between carbon. The extra bond will bond to the hydrogen. So this is what we call addition reaction. We add something so that we can break the unsaturated bond. Okay? Alright. So 不一定是 hydrogenation. If the question asks, give examples of addition reaction. So addition means I add anything. So you can put hydrogenation. You can put what? The add the halide. Not halide, sorry. Add the Hello? Ada masalah? Sorry ya. As I said, the Wi-Fi here is horrible, so I'm trying my best. I use my hotspot. Okay. So I hope you can see now. Okay, it's clear. Okay, where did I stop just now? 应该是那个 hydrogenation. Okay, just remember, what does it mean by addition? Addition 就是我加一个东西给它。Okay, addition. So this one is in your topic of the chapter 2. We learn about addition reaction when we want to convert a unsaturated into a saturated. So 我可以加 hydrogen 给它 hydrogenation. 我可以加那个 group 17 halogenation 加给它 or maybe I can add other thing. Okay, so that is the reaction by what it means by addition. So in this topic, we want to convert oil which is unsaturated into saturated. So this one is called the hydrogenation because we add the hydrogen with the presence of nickel. 这个你要懂。如果他问你的话what is the catalyst used in this process? 你要懂它是 nickel. Okay? As a revision, we must remember the catalyst used in each reaction. Okay? 好像 hydrogenation 它用 nickel. OK， then let's say 他问你esterification 就是要做 ester， 我用什么 catalyst 你要懂 ，you must know because if you don't know, the question will ask write a chemical equation or write a reaction equation for the above. So you need to mention the catalyst involved in the reaction. So you must remember that. Okay. Alright. So you see here, oil have a high percentage of unsaturated fat. 就是说，在 oil 它有 unsaturated fats. Okay. 这个 unsaturated fat 它可以变成 saturated through the hydrogenation， 就是刚才你们讲的。Okay. So you have hydrogen gas with the presence of nickel as a catalyst. So that is the relation. So that is why it's important for you to know. Okay, so this one I think there's nothing much. Uses of oil and fat, I think you already know. This is like logic. So I think usually they won't ask this lah, usually. But it's good to know. Good to know. 因为最近我看到你们的 SPM paper， 他问的东西好像很出其不意样哦。As far as I've seen lah I see the questions are very weird this year. Okay, especially at Max, everyone was crying after the paper too, which is okay. Okay, now that one is the first industrial chemistry, soap and oil. So 那个 topic 你只需要知道 oil 跟 fat 它是由什么做出来的？它是由一个 alcohol 跟一个 carboxylic acid. So 它的 product, which is the oil and fat itself, is actually an ester. So if let's say 它给你一个图片 oil 去 fat 或者 the production of oil, production of fat， 它问你 what is the homologous group of the above diagram? By now you should know is an ester. 因为我们知道 oil and fat are ester. They are made from a glycerol, which is a alcohol, with the fatty acid, which is a carboxylic acid. So you need to know lah this one Okay. So now we go to soap and detergent, cleaning agents. So what is soap? Soap is a sodium or potassium fatty acid salt. Okay. So soap are produced from the neutralization reaction between fatty acid and alkali. Fatty acid are long chain carboxylic acid. Just now we already know, right? Okay. Sources of fatty acid can be obtained from natural esters in fat or vegetable oil. The general formula of soap is RCOO minus Na plus. R is an alkyl group consisting of at least 8 carbons, contain usually 12 to 20 carbon atoms. R consists of saturated or unsaturated, and then example of soap. Okay, what is this thing actually? Okay, let's see. We revise back on the basics. So what is a soap? Alright, we know that soap is a sodium or potassium salt. 它是一个 salt. So may I ask you, what is the process that forms a salt? We got 3 processes, right? But I want only like 2. Can anyone give me 2? Process of producing a salt. Any 2 process to produce salt? Can anyone give me just any 2 process that produces salt? Okay, titration and neutralization, is that 2 different reactions? 你要弄清楚 Titration is a method for neutralization. Titration 跟 neutralization 是一样的东西，不是讲一样。Titration is used under neutralization process. Titration 就是我用那个 burette， 我不懂你们有没有做这个 experiment burette，and then 我一滴下去，它从 pink color 会变 colorless， 那个叫 titration. Is an example of a process or a method to produce neutralization reaction. Okay, another reaction can be what? Metal with the hydrogen, saponification. Okay, which saponification later first lah, where we want to produce the soap. That is a product, that is the name of the process. Okay, so another example is what? When the metal react with the hydrogen acid, right? Metal react with acid, you will get the salt also. Okay, now let's see. We revise very simple. I tell you, it's very simple. This soap. 因为我的 SPM 呢，你有做过这个。Okay, what is soap? Soap is a potassium or sodium salt, right? 它是一个 potassium or sodium. Okay, it's a potassium or sodium soap. So therefore, salt. Therefore, in order for you to produce salt, you need a neutralization process. In order for you to neutralization, what two things that you need? Can anyone answer? It's a very simple question. In order for neutralization, 你要需要两个东西。Yes, exactly. You need an acid, which is the H plus, and you need an alkali, which is the OH minus. And then these two will form what? 它会 form 个 water as the byproduct. Am I right? It will form the water. Or we say H2O as the byproduct. Okay. Alright. So now we look at one example of a soap, sodium palmitate. Okay. 你不要去背这个 chemical formula，因为很辛苦，你要背。我们背它的 fatty acid 跟它的那个 salt 那个 alkali。Okay. 我要你们常背的是这两个 palmitic and lauric, just in case, because usually the question that they gave in the exam is based on the textbook. So if textbook gave you these two examples, you should at least know these two examples. Okay, so let's see. We see first palmitic acid. Okay, what is the chemical structure? Okay, formula CH3 CH2 14 COOH. Okay. And then 我们有 sodium hydroxide, or we say the alkali. Alkali 我用 sodium hydroxide. Okay, now just now you mentioned to me, when in order to produce soap, which is a salt, we need neutralization. In order for neutralization, we need an acid and an alkali. So when we need acid and alkali, we already know the acid is the fatty acid or the carboxylic acid. So 你已经知道它有 COOH 这个 group 存在，你只需要背前面那个 CH3 CH2 10跟14，你看到吗？一样的就是3 OK， 这里是3，这里是3，这里是2，这里是2。我们不一样是哪里？那个10跟14不了，所以那个你要背就可以了。OK， so you see here palmitic acid， 我们已经知道。Let's say 你真的是背不到，老师我真的背不到哪一个会出来，什么东西会出来，不用紧，我们来看 logic。 Alkali sodium hydroxide example， 你觉得这里它会提供 OH minus 还是它会提供那个 H plus 给你？Anyone can answer？ 它会提供 OH minus or H plus for the production of water， 因为我们知道acid 跟 alkali 它一定是 neutralize， 它会有 water。 So 我现在问的是 NaOH 它会给 yes exactly， 它会释放一定是 OH 啦，因为我们要的是 Na plus 嘛，对吗？ So 我们知道它会变成 Na plus 跟一个 OH minus。 OK， 所以当我知道这里是 OH minus 出来，我已经知道这个不会出来它只会出来 H plus。So 你写出来 CH3 CH2 14 COO。 OK， let's say 我不知道这个是什么 charge， 我就不要写先，我放这，我放一个 H plus。 如果一个是 positive 的话，另外一个一定是 negative 看对吗？你不可以有两个 negative 掺在一起，也不可以有两个 positive。 So if one is positive, the other must be the negative. That's the rule of thumb. Okay, now OH 跟 H plus 这两个会变成什么？ Water. So the remaining is the CH3 CH2 14 COO minus and the Na plus。 上面那个我们叫做 palmitate ion， 它的名字原本叫 palmitic acid， now become palmitate ion。 下面那个 I think you know lah by now lah, sodium ion。 So these two, okay, we use color. These two things here will then combine. How do we combine? 通常我们是讲 positive 在前面 negative 在后面，对吗？把这里我们不要养成这个习惯，这里呢我们要把那个 COO 放在前面，那个 ion palmitate 在前面， so it will become CH3 CH2 14 COO Na， 这个是它的 product COO Na。 So how do we give the name? Sodium palmitate， 就是这样简单。我不要你们背 ，as I always mention right in our revision， chemical reaction 或者 chemical equation， 我们不要背它的 product， 我们以 logic。 Let's say in exam they gave you sodium hydroxide and they give you palmitic acid， 你就问你自己 ，OK sodium hydroxide 是 alkali， 它会释放 OH minus， 所以我会有 sodium ion，OK logic。如果一个是给 positive ion， 那么那个 palmitic acid 一定是提供给你的是 negative ion， 所以它不会用 hydrogen， 因为 hydrogen 是 positive ion， 所以你剩下的是谁 palmitate， 你把那个 IC 换成 ATE， 所以它会变成 gabung 在一起 combine you get sodium palmitate， that's it。 Let's say I change， 我没有用 palmitic acid， 我用 lauric acid， 你觉得那个名字是什么？ If I change palmitic to lauric acid， what do you think the name will be？ 我丢掉那个 IC， 我换去 ATE， 我会拿到什么 ion？ You want to try？ If I give you lauric acid， what ion should you expect？ 错了 ，lauric 我把 IC 丢掉，我换成 ATE。What do you think I will get? Sodium, not lauritate. Sodium laurate. Yes, exactly. 你只是需要把那个 IC 换去 ATE， 我割掉那个 IC， 变成 laurate。palmitic 我换去 palmitate。 That's it. Okay? Alright. So this is the thing that you should know. 这个是 basic. Okay, you should know. 通常啦，他不会叫你画这个 structure 啦 ，OK？ But let's say 他叫你画 ，How do you draw? Okay, sorry, this is not supposed to come up. Never mind. CH3. What's the name now? CH3, CH2. Let's say 我拿 laurate 啦 ，10, and then COO。Na. Okay, now how do you draw this? Let's say in exam they ask you to draw. 你把 CH3 放在第一个。Okay， 现在我有几个 pair of CH2， 我有10个 pair， 所以你画 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so CH2 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 Okay, check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 Okay, 不够，所以加入一个 CH2 Okay, now COO-Na 这个怎么样画？ We know that last time in your carboxylic acid COH 怎么样写？ C double bond O OH, right? So 这里你放一个 C 哦 double bond O OK， 现在 OH H 被丢掉了对吗？所以你会有一个 O and then 你会有一个 Na。 So that is how you draw. So you look at the question here, see? C double bond O O and A. So in exam if they ask you to draw the structural formula, you need to draw this one the chain form. Okay, structural formula 这样子画啦。 Okay, basically it's like this. Just remember COO 我把它 H 丢掉，我把 Na 补上去， that's it, right? Okay, let's go back here. So now you know salt is a salt. In order for salt to occur, to have the product, you need neutralization. In order for neutralization, you need an acid and an alkali. So in this case, the acid is the palmitic or lauric. in the alkali, you either sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. 为什么只有 sodium 跟 potassium？ 因为我们知道 soap is a potassium or sodium salt, so it must have sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Why must hydroxide？ 中不可以用其他的 alkali with sodium or potassium, because they need a strong alkali, which we go see here. Okay, so what is a detergent? Detergent 跟 soap 比较不一样。soap 是一个 salt， 对吗？ Okay, but detergent they are sodium salts of sulfonic acid. 什么叫 代表说刚才 soap 它可以是 sodium 或者 potassium salt， 就是普通的 salt 罢了。But detergent 它有 specific， 它是 sodium salt of sulfonic acid， 它一定要用 sulfonic acid. This is the concept. Must use the sulfonic acid. So 有两种 sulfonic acid 你要会用 alkyl sulfonic or alkyl benzene sulfonic. Okay. So where is the sulfone group? Here. This is S double prime double bond O and then OH. That one is the sulfone group. Okay. So 这个也是一样 How do you form? Alkyl 你应该懂了 Alkyl means refer to the R. R 就是 alkyl. Okay. So you see here example. 这个你看到吗？它有 Na means 它用的是 NaOH， 它用的是 sodium hydroxide， 也是一样，它用 alkali 跟 acid， 因为它要 form 一个 salt。 OK， and then 剩余的呢，那个就是那个 alkyl sulfonic acid。 所以记得 acid 通常会dissociate into what？ It become a H plus or release H plus， so 一样的，这里它也是 release 那个 H plus， 它 release 那个 H plus， so 那个 OH minus come from where? Come from your alkali. That's it. Okay, alright. So what is the preparation of soap? Okay, so just now we already mentioned lah, oil and fat and then a concentrated alkali, okay, or strong alkali. Okay, you must mention it is a concentrated alkali. So this process called saponification, okay, is a hydrolysis of oil or fat by alkalis. Okay, so oil or fat react with concentrated alkali to produce glycerol and the fatty acid salt, which is known as soap. Soap 就是那个 salt 的意思啦。Okay, okay, you see example here. An oil or a fat, when you react with alkali, you get a glycerol and you get the soap. 3 soaps. Okay, 3 different soap. Okay, how do you do this? Okay, 我们要懂什么叫做 hydrolysis. Hydrolysis 就是通过水分它切开一个 bonding. Am I right? Lysis mean to cut. 切开. Hydro means water. So hydrolysis using water to cut a chemical bond or to break a chemical bond. So let's say in exam they gave you this kind of situation. How are you going to form the product here? So hydrolysis means that we have a water molecule. We have a water molecule exist. Okay, 怎么样切呢？这个地方，给你这样子看啊。这个 alkyl group. In order for you to have a soap, you need to have what? You need to have the RCOO minus 跟什么？那个 sodium ion. Let's say here you use sodium. So how do you cut? Here is the RCOO, 对吗？ Okay, so 我 cut 这边。Okay, so R1COO and then you just add the Na plus to it. 这也是一样 RCOO. So 请问这些剩下的嘞？这个 CH2, the what we call this methyl. Okay, this one the CH2, the CH and CH2. What does it happen? It will bond with the OH from the water or basically from the alkali. 所以看到吗？它是一个完美的 reaction. We know that 它会变成 sodium hydroxide. So sodium 会去 combine with 青色的那个 part, 青色的这些 part. 那么呢，这个 OH minus 它就会 combine with 这些。Okay, so it will form a glycerol. What is a glycerol? Just now we learned that glycerol is a alcohol. So what is the name for alcohol? Propan 1, 2, 3 triol， 这个是它的名字 glycerol。为什么是 propan？ 因为有3个 carbon。为什么是 1, 2, 3？ 因为它每一个 carbon 有 attach 一个 hydroxyl group。为什么是 triol？ 因为它有3个 hydroxyl。Okay? So this is how you form. Let's say in exam they come out like this lah. So you should at least know. So same as the preparation of detergent. They are prepared from sulfuric acid. 因为我们刚才知道还要一个 sulfonic group， 对吗 ？sulfonic or sulfonate。那么呢，我们没有那种天然具有的那种 sulfonic ring。So what we need to do is we need to undergo sulfonation first, then undergo neutralization. So 它有多一个 step compared to soap. Soap 呢，它只需要 neutralization, concentrated alkali or with the fatty acid. Then you get the soap. But for detergent, we need an extra step. So what is the function of that extra step? Is to produce what we require, which is the sulfonic, what we call the sulfonic groups. Okay? So we'll make kind of example. Preparation of sodium alkyl benzene sulfonate. Whenever you see 8, what should you expect here? Can anyone tell me? When you see the word 8, 你觉得它是什么？它表达什么？ What is 8? I think you have seen this word before, ATE. 刚才也有出现过。Whenever you see the word 8, come on. Anyone want to try? Tembak saja weh. Okay, anyone else? Come on. Okay, sama? Come on. Lagi. Not ester and also not carboxylic acid. Whenever you see the word 8, what do you think is that? 刚才 palmitic 跟 palmitate， 什么叫 palmitate？ 什么是 palmitate？ laurate 跟 laurate 是什么？那两个东西是什么？ It starts with I. Exactly, it's an ion. So actually the first step, the sulfonation of alkyl benzene is to produce the what? Is to produce the sulfonate group. Okay, 它要 produce 那个 required 的那个 alkyl benzene sulfonate group. So 我们来看第一个 alkyl benzene. So alkyl benzene react with concentrated sulfuric acid to form alkyl benzene sulfonic acid. So how does this reaction occur? It's actually a neutralization 来的。它是一种 example of neutralization reaction. So you see sulfuric acid here. Okay, 你看到这里有一个问题。我们每次讲，老师你不是讲 acid 一定是给 H plus 的咩？为什么这里 acid 给 OH？ This is the theory. Okay, this is the problem. It is almost similar with the reaction of your alcohol and the carboxylic acid. 没有记错的话，你看回去，我那时候有 recording about esterification. I always tell you usually acid 它 donate H plus right, but esterification 它没有 donate H plus. 那个 carboxylic acid 会 donate OH. Whereas the alcohol will donate the H plus. You go and watch back the recording. If I'm not mistaken, is either that or the other way around. 很久没有碰到那个，所以你看回去。So here in this case is special. Sulfuric acid 它会 donate OH, alkyl benzene will donate the H. So you just need to remember that. Okay? And then when it breaks, you just attach both of them. Next, after we have the alkyl benzene sulfonic acid, we need to undergo a neutralization reaction. So in the neutralization reaction, we have the alkali. So which is the sodium hydroxide. Can we use potassium hydroxide? Cannot, because detergent 它已经 fix， 它是一个 sodium salt, sodium sulfonate salt. So the alkyl benzene sulfonic acid will react with the sodium hydroxide, forming sodium alkyl benzene sulfonate. 为什么它名字会变成 sulfonate？ 因为它变成一个 ion。Okay, and then form water. So you need to know this. Okay, the basics. 刚才 soap 我是一个fatty acid 加一个 glycerol， 我就拿到 soap。Okay, which is a sodium or potassium salt。Okay, but 在这个 detergent 呢，它有 extra 一点，它要多做一步，就是 sulfonation。So if exam asks you what are the two main steps in the preparation of sodium of the detergent, then you mention sulfonation and neutralization. Okay, so just now is for sulfonate. Now is, let's say, is sulfate. So same thing, we add a long chain alcohol with sulfuric acid. 刚才呢，我要 prepare 的是 sodium alkyl benzene sulfonate， 我会加 alkyl benzene。but 现在我要 produce 的是 sodium alkyl sulfate。Okay, so we add a long chain alcohol. Okay, basically it's the same thing， 只是它用的一个是 alkyl benzene， 一个是 alcohol。 alkyl benzene 是 for sodium alkyl benzene sulfonate， sodium alkyl sulfate 它用的是 alcohol。 That's it， 这个应该没有问题啦， you can memorize on your own. You just need to know how it attach. Okay, how it get attached. Basically 你只要知道它的 side chain 就是这个 H2O， then 你就懂它怎么样 attach. Okay, so same, you get alkyl sulfonic acid and water, then you undergo the neutralization, you will get a sulfate. So it's the same thing. Okay, so in detergent preparation you have two steps, sulfonation, okay, and then neutralization. But for soap you only need neutralization. Later we can try a few questions if needed. Okay, so cleansing action. Okay, what is this cleansing action? 就是说如果你去洗手啦 okay, let's say 啦，你刚才吃薯条 or you eat something very oily, and then after you wash your hand using water, what do you observe? Come in the comment. When you eat something very oily and then you wash your hand using water only, what do you observe happen to your hand after you wash? It's still oily, exactly. But if I add soap, 我 add 那个 soap 的时候 what happened to your hand? It becomes it becomes clean. It becomes not oily. Okay, how does it work actually? Now you need to do the cleansing action. So 我们刚才知道 soap and detergent made of two components, right? We have a sodium, we have one is the sodium or potassium for salt, and then the other is the anion, which is from the acid, right? From the acid. So these two play an important part. Okay, you see a simple structure of soap and ion. In the anion, the structure is like this. You have a head and you have a tail. I think bio 的学生你应该要懂，你们已经考了 bio 是吧？过去了是吧？ bio 考了吗？好像还没有考哦，还没有考哦 sorry. Okay, for bio students you should know the structure of what? Phospholipid bilayer. You know you have a phosphate head and a lipid tail, right? Fatty acid tail, right? So 你知道那个 tail 是 hydrophobic, head 是 hydrophilic. 那个是 for biology. But in chemistry, we still use the same concept. Just that we use in refer to the anion of the soap or detergent. 它的头是 hydrophilic, and then the tail is hydrophobic. What is phobic? Phobia. Phobia means you are scared. Hydro means water. So hydrophobic means 它怕水 scared of water. When you are scared of water means you are insoluble in water. The hydrophilic, philic means love. Hydro means water. So hydrophilic means you love water, so you are soluble in water. Okay, that's the theory about it. Alright, so this one you must know. 你一定要懂啊，因为它可能会问 which part is the soluble in water, which part soluble in oil or grease. 很简单的 if you soluble in water then you insoluble in oil or grease. If you soluble in oil then you insoluble in water. 你爱水你就讨厌脂肪，你讨厌脂肪这里你喜欢脂肪你就讨厌水。 That's the theory. Okay, so you see here when the soap you react with water it will form the soap anion and the sodium ion, same as detergent 它会 form detergent anion and the sodium ion. So what is this? We know that hydrophilic part 它爱水对吗？ hydrophobic 它怕水。 So what happens is 它会跟着这个 nature and they will move in the water. So let's see example here. Adding soap or detergent into water will reduce the surface tension. This increase the water ability to wet the surface of the cloth. Okay. Soap or detergent will ionize in water, produce free moving soap anions or detergent anions. So you see here, this diagram here. You can see the positive part here. This one is This one is either the sodium ion or potassium ion, depend lah whether it's a soap or detergent. Okay, so you see the grease 这个就是我们的那个脂肪，我们的手油油。 Okay, and then you notice here the anion. Okay, 我要问一下你们的 observation， 你们的观察力是怎样的？你看一下那个图片，你发现到什么事情发生？读那个尾巴跟那个头。 What happened to the tail and what happened to the head? Anyone can notice? Anyone notice? What happened to the movement of the anion in the water? 它怎样走动？怎么移动？ It's a 看图写话。 Move freely, okay. And that is not the answer that I was looking for, but okay lah, move freely. Anyone can try. How exactly? 你看到它的尾巴，它是不是 move towards one another? The tail, and then the head is exposed to the outside, right? Move away from each negative charge. Okay, that is one thing also. 它会 move away. 你看它的尾巴，它会好像堆在一起，把那个头呢就会向外面那边。 Okay, why is this so? Okay, we see the example here. We already know that the tail is what? Hydrophobic. 它怕水，所以它要怎么样避免自己跟水碰到呢？那些尾巴就会堆在一起 ，like this. So 它会 like you know here 这里我涂 purple color 的，它好像 provide 一个 protection from the tail. Okay. So 外面那个就是。 它可以 dissolve in water， 里面那个就是怕水的，所以那个外面的那个头呢，就可以形成了这一个保护膜。It can provide like a protection seal for the tail inside. This is the theory. So let's say if the question asks you lah, why does it form this kind of shape? You need to explain lah, because the the head is the hydrophilic part, the tail is the hydrophobic. Hydrophobic means it is insoluble in water. Therefore, it will clump together. The tail will clump in the middle of the structure. Okay. So now you see. Now when it is the hydrophilic part, okay, will dissolve in water. So the hydrophobic part will dissolve in the grease. So 它会连那个尾巴，它就会钻进去那个油那边。Okay， 头就会在水朝向水的部分。Okay, this is theory. Now what happen is, 请问。 你洗衣服需要挂衣服吗？或者你用洗衣机，那个洗衣机有动吗 ？Yes or no? Yes or no? Come on, yes or no? Do you need any movement when you wash clothes? Like 洗衣机它会转 ，Okay, you need right? 洗衣机它会转。如果你刷那个衣服的话，你要用手 ，you need to use your hand. You need to go and scrub, right? So. This happens why? Because the movement of water during scrubbing or agitation. Agitation 就是你去刺激它，去捉弄它。Okay, it will cause the grease to pull away from the cloth. So when it pull away, what happened? The hydrophilic part of the other anions will then surround the grease. So 你看到吗？它当你去刷的时候 ，the grease, you see here, this part here. When you scrub, the grease will fly. Not fly like it will be removed from the surface of the cloth. So when it's removed, you will notice that the other anion will go and attach. 它会把自己埋进去. They will dig themselves into the other part. So in the end, the whole surrounding of the grease is occupied by the anion, the detergent anion or the soap anions. So 为什么我们需要这个 Okay, because once 它这样子了，对吗？它的头，我们记得它的头是 water soluble head, right? So when this happens, the grease will break into small droplets. The small droplet will not reattach to the surface. Why? Because 它有 negative charge. 它整个身体都是包着。Okay, let's say this is the grease. Okay, 你看到它的四周围 all also is the negative charge. So let's say I copy this. Okay, copy, and then I paste. Okay, can negative attract one another? Yes or no? Negative, can they attract one another? Cannot. Yes. So what happens is 这个 anion 当它插进去了 Okay, that's not the correct word lah, but it lets you understand. 它插进去那个油里面 what happen is 它会分开 Okay, when it 分开 into small droplet 那些 negative 它还在那个 surface. So 为什么它需要这个 negative? 因为它就会 repulsion one another. Negative cannot attract negative, so it will repulse one another. So what happens is 这些一粒一粒从一个大大粒的脂肪 a very large droplet of fat, eventually it will be broken down into small droplet of fat. These small droplet of fat are suspended in water, means that they will not attach to the cloth and they will just float in the water. So that's why when you scrub your t-shirt or what, right? 你刷了一下，你是不是要先拿出来清一下水，再继续刷？ Because now in the dirty water we have all these dirt, small droplets of dirt. In order for them to be removed, they cannot fly out themselves, right? So we have to remove them. How do we remove? We rinse them with water. When we rinse with water, then the grease droplets will follow the water and leave the cloth. That's why when you wash your hand, when you put soap, you scrub. 为什么你要去刷那个 soap？ 你没有可能放了 soap， 然后你就清水那样洗嘛，没有用的是你要先刷你的手指。You must scrub your hands first. So because of this scrubbing, it will cause the grease to break into small droplets. When the grease becomes small droplets, why do you have to wash your hand after you scrub with soap? Because this water will carry the grease, small droplets of grease, to be removed. Okay, so this is the whole process, how it works. This one may come out in your section B. 我不懂 I don't know if Puan Kueh or Puan Teng got give you all like spot question, but if have, then you just focus on those spot question lah. But usually we don't we just need to know how to explain this is enough. Okay, I hope you all understand. Okay, so now when you already know how this cleansing action works, so basically 我们来 revise 一下。When the soap or detergent is dissolved in the water, it will produce a sodium or potassium cation and a soap or detergent anion. So we need to know the anion, they have a hydrophilic head, water-loving head, and a water-scared tail. So this tail, because it hates water, therefore it loves the grease. So it will dig themselves into the grease, okay, because they are hydrophobic. 他们怕水，好像你啦。如果你怕鬼的话 ，let's say 啦 ，OK， 一个情侣他去 haunted house， 一个是不怕鬼的，一个是怕鬼的，谁会站在前面？怕鬼的还是不怕鬼的？啊 ，Come on， answer， this is a very simple question。不怕鬼的会站在前面哦 ，obviously。难道你跟你女朋友出去，然后你的朋友怕鬼，你推下去前面了，下一秒就是分手了，不用看了的。Oh, okay, Ashraf 是这样啊 ，okay, alright. If me, I would do that also. That's why I'm still single now. That's the reason. Okay. So same thing. The anion 它有一个怕水，一个不怕水，所以怕水的那个一定是埋在里面哦。 它埋在那里，埋在那个脂肪里面，不怕水的就会保护它，形成一个保护层在外面。Okay, so this is the theory, in a fun way lah. Okay, now for the cleansing action of soap and detergent, some water they contain calcium and magnesium. 我们叫它 hard water. Okay, so this soap anion can combine with this cations to form insoluble salt called scum. The formation of scum will cause wastage of soap because more soap will be needed for cleansing action. Okay, what does this mean? This one they may ask in exam. Usually an objective. What is hard water? Hard water 不是讲硬的水啊。Hard water means any water which contain calcium or magnesium ions. So what happens is this. Okay,看. Let's say you have an anion of a soap. Okay, which is a tail and then a head, right? Okay, tail and then negative charge head. Okay, now 现在呢，如果你掺在普通的水 ，OK 啦，这个 anion 它可以 go into the grease, oil, anything, and then it will produce the cleansing action, right? 它可以 like let's say this is the grease，那么那个tail head。tail and then head. Okay, 这个很正常的。如果你用普通的水，干净的水，但是如果你用 hard water or not， 如果你用 hard water， okay, let's say like in China， you know China 他很喜欢去湖边刷衣服，对吗？因为他们觉得那个水比较清凉，穿的衣服比较凉，所以他们会去刷。在中国的话 ，okay, so let's say the river has calcium and magnesium. Where do they come from? They come from rocks, basically rocks. Okay, some rocks will dissolve and then produce these ions in the water. So what happens is when they scrub the shirt with the soap, they will produce the cation, Na plus and K plus, and also this anion of the soap. What happens is 这个 anion, they cannot dig into the oil or the oil or dirt. Instead, these anions they go and attach to this calcium and magnesium ion. When a negative attach with this calcium or magnesium ion, what happened? Anyone try to answer? When 一个 positive 它去跟一个 negative 结合，它会 form 一个 salt. Specifically, if it's instead likewise lah. If it's a soluble salt, it's okay. Yes, good, it's salt. If soluble, never mind. You put water, okay, it become back the anion. But the problem is when the anion or the detergent soap, anion of soap or detergent, they react with this calcium or magnesium. They become insoluble salt, which is something that we don't want. 它不能够 dissolve in water. So it will produce an insoluble salt which called as scum. This scum 就是这种白白色的，it's like a foamy, but it's a like 你好像那种泥土那种 texture. So that one is called a scum. Okay? So remember 啦，什么叫 hard water？ 它有 calcium 或者 magnesium， 它会 form 什么？它会 form 一个 insoluble salt， 叫做 scum. So 可能还会叫你 explain how does how does hard water affect the effectiveness of soap. 你就讲咯，当它形成那个 scum， 这个 anion 就会减少。那么当它减少了过后呢，它就会形成，它就不能够埋进去那个。有 recording, don't worry. This class is recorded. Okay, so whenever this anion reduce, what happens is the cleansing action cannot occur. 什么叫 cleansing action? Cleansing action 就是要那个anion 埋进去那个 dirt to remove it from the surface of cloth or anything. Okay, so it's a theory. However, detergent 它比较 special. Detergent 它 combine with this calcium and magnesium, it will form soluble salt. So So teacher, stearate ion is the soap ion. Yes, stearate is the soap anion. From where? 谁可以猜这个 stearate 是 from 哪一个 acid？ 谁可以猜 stearate ion come from which acid？ 刚才 palmitic 它变成 palmitate， and then linic 变成 linate。 Now stearate 我相反的话，我变成什么？ stearatic acid。 So in exam they ask you need to know 啦。 Okay, but for detergent 它有一个 benefit， when it combine with this calcium or magnesium they form soluble salt. So soluble salt means that 如果我一直用水洗的话，它还是可以 dissociate into the anion and the calcium ion back, or the magnesium ion likewise. So that's the theory. 看到吗？ Soap 它只是在那里 soap and ion, when combined with this hard water it become insoluble salt. But detergent, no. Detergent if combined with this calcium or magnesium they will form soluble salt. Soluble salt means that 它可以在水里面溶解。 So when it faces water, it can still form back the detergent anion, the calcium ion or the magnesium ion, vice versa. So in exam they ask you to explain the benefit of the benefit of soap, benefit of detergent compared to soap. So you can mention detergent will form soluble salt in hard water, but soap will form insoluble salt in hard water. Therefore, the effectiveness of cleansing action of detergent is better compared to the effectiveness of cleansing action of soap. That's it. Okay? Alright. Okay, so 你看这里啦。This is the theory. Soft water. Soft water 就是没有 calcium 跟 magnesium. 你不要以为 soft water 就是 I would say 软的水 No, soft water means don't have calcium or magnesium. Hard water means got calcium and magnesium. Okay? So in soft water, both also okay. Both also effective. But in hard water, soap is less effective compared to detergent. So you need to explain why lah. Okay. Acidic water soap 完全没有用 but detergent 可以 Okay? Okay. Additives in detergent. Okay, 这个应该是没有问题 You can read through your own. Okay? Detergent 就是我们现在用的洗衣剂。为什么它这样好用？就是因为它有这些 additives. Okay? Biological enzymes, whitening agent, optical whitener, white softener, and water softener and builder, foam control, anti-suspension, fragrance and drying. So this one all you can go and read through yourself. 可是我想讲的是那个 chemical name. Teacher, do I have to memorize? Unfortunately, you have. Because you need to know the examples. Okay, especially in the cosmetic chemistry. You need to know. Okay? You need to know. For the cosmetic chemistry, you need to know 它加了什么，没有加什么，你要懂。Okay? Alright. Next. Okay, go to next, huh? Okay, food additives, I think this one no problem. This one, you just baca saja weh. Just read through. As long as you understand the example is okay. Example, preservative. Preservative 就是防腐剂。你问你自己，防腐剂拿来做什么？避免 bacteria 或者 fungi， 所以那个食物可以保存久一点。Logic. Okay? Antioxidant. Example, vitamin C. 为什么人家一直讲你要吃多一点 vitamin C， 所以你可以看到比较年轻，卜卜脆这样子，因为它是一个 antioxidant。Okay? Flavoring. MSG 最容易的 MSG。Okay, 然后你要懂啦，它的example. Okay? Okay, sometimes they can combine this topic with esterification. Example, 你看这里。Okay. Propyl ethanoate, pear flavor or ethyl ethanoate. pineapple flavor. Okay, so how do you form this? Can I ask, what carboxylic acid and which alcohol do you need for this ester?你需要什么？Let's say 啦，我要 propyl ethanoate， 所以 just a revision。propyl ethanoate. Which acid do you need and which alcohol do you need? A lot of people forget this, right? This is very important. You need to know. Okay, let me ask the first question. 前面这个是来自谁的 alcohol 还是 acid 的？Whose name do we take first? Alcohol or acid? 我们拿的是 alcohol, yes. First name is alcohol. So if propyl means we need what? Propan 1 all. Okay, propan 1 all. You must mention propan 1 all. Cannot propanol. Okay. Ethanoate 后面这个是谁的 acid 的 So 我们需要的是谁 ethanoic acid 就这样 Okay, so remember this 前面那个是 alcohol 的后面是 carboxylic acid 它的名字所以呢只有名字 alcohol 在前面 acid 在后面chemical structure 或者什么之类我们都养成这个习惯 acid 在前面 alcohol 在后面 So propyl ethanoate is formed by propan 1-all and ethanoic acid Let's say ethyl ethanoate 就是 ethanol 跟 ethanoic acid Okay That's the theory So you can go back and watch the recording I gave to you all that one, the recording Okay, this one I think not much Okay, 这个应该可以自己读了哈 Okay, medicine Medicine 你要懂的是什么你只需要懂它的 function Let's say ginger What's the function? Ginseng 什么用 Tamarind 什么用 Aloe vera 什么用 Okay In medicine They like to ask you 他叫你给他给你的 example 是一个what do you say? Factory artificial medicine Okay, factory 做的他叫你给另外一个 example of traditional medicine that can also be used Okay So usually they ask you to give the example what is the benefit and what is the more suitable choice Okay Okay, modern medicine Okay, example You see corticosteroids Okay, 你看 corticosteroid 好像通常人家有 eczema 好像我有 eczema 我会用 corticosteroid So betamethasone valerate or prednisolone So this is the example of the drug that you need to know So let's say example 你看 corticosteroid 它的 function 是什么 Provide relief to inflamed area or 它可以拿来 reduce swelling, redness, itchiness, allergic reaction, asthma and arthritis Okay 你不用懂什么是 arthritis 什么是 asthma 不用 You just need to know the example of benefit Okay, now I want to ask you Question can ask like this What is an example of a traditional medicine that can replace corticosteroid? Can anyone try? 有什么 traditional medicine that can replace corticosteroid? 我们知道 corticosteroid 它是一种 cream 它是拿来减少皮肤那种敏感皮肤那种怎么讲皮肤那种伤口那些 Exactly aloe vera So this is the type of question that they can ask Besides corticosteroids State one traditional medicine that have the same function So 你要懂 aloe vera 这样子题目可以问你这样子的问题 Okay Then 下一题就问你 based on your answer in A, explain the differences why aloe vera is better than corticosteroid. 你就讲哦 aloe vera 它 more natural, they will not produce any adverse or side effects, whereas corticosteroid 它可以做什么 long term intake can cause facial swelling, high blood pressure, blood sugar level increase. 你可以这样写 aloe vera 你擦多少次也没有用，没有问题的吗？Okay, but it's so let's say they ask again, what is the one advantage of using corticosteroid? 你就讲咯，你可以 control 它的 dosage 是什么？就是它的浓度。有些人皮肤没有很惨，所以他可以用低浓度的 corticosteroid。有些人皮肤很惨，所以你可以用高浓度的 corticosteroid and vice versa. But aloe vera， 请问 aloe vera 你可以量它的 dosage 吗？不可以 ，aloe vera 就是 aloe vera， 除非你家里面有一个 laboratory 啦，那你就可以啦。But aloe vera 你只是拿它的植物 ，then you apply on your skin, which you cannot determine the dosage. So here 啦 ，you can see the drug. Okay, now cosmetics. You need to know the definition. What is the definition of cosmetic? 我的 trial 有问过 ，which I didn't read, so I just tembak saja. Paper 2不是 paper 1你知道 paper 2老师 paper 2这边 tembak 我就写哦 ，cosmetics are materials that help to enhance one's appearance. 我只可以想到那个罢了，我没有写到 cleanse 或者 protect 所以没有 full mark 啦。Okay, so you need to know cleanse, protect and enhance. 所以什么是 cosmetic? Cosmetic 女生应该懂了哈 ，makeup。男生如果懂的话也没有问题。We listen but we don't judge. Okay, alright. So example, this one you need to know. Cosmetic 化妆里面它有的是什么 ？Okay, so 他很喜欢问的就是 because of this, what happened? 他喜欢问，就是因为这些ingredient 它会导致什么样的 side effect? So this one 啦 you need to know. Then this one 这个 table 他很喜欢问一下这个东西 especially in paper 1 so you need to know 啦 mercury, skin irritation and damage to kidney, nervous system, hydroquinone, you get hypersensitive skin and exposure to UV rays, reduce pigmentation, beta-metazone valerate or in the corticosteroid you get skin irritation and changes to skin pigmentation, tretinoin, redness and peeling of skin. So these things you need to know. 当它有这个 chemical 它会有什么 side effect? 尤其是 mercury 它很喜欢放进化妆品 but 我们不知道为什么？因为它没有写在那边 Actually almost all cosmetics they have mercury but in different doses. 我们有一个条规讲 you need to have below this only is safe to use. But some cosmetic 尤其是那种没有品牌的它喜欢放很多 mercury. That's why it can cause skin irritation and then 你的肾 your kidney have damage and nervous system also can damage if the mercury is absorbed into your bloodstream. So be careful for whitening creams and other cosmetic products. 尤其是 whitening cream 那种那漂白皮肤那种其实那个它有用但是它很危险因为它会有这些 mercury, hydroquinone, beta-metazone, valerate in non-controlled dosage or amounts. Okay, nanotechnology. I think this one you can just read through. Usually they won't ask. They 最多他会问这个罢了 graphene sheet. 你要懂是不是 graphene sheet? Okay, and then I think 这个也是 green technology 很少会问。你要懂的是这个吧 What is the process of wastewater treatment? You need to know this lah. I think this is enough lah. Okay, so that's it for this topic. Okay, let's try do one question. Kita cuba. 因为 we end at 3:30 right? I also don't want to take too much of time because tomorrow we have bahasa Cina. And then I didn't want to do tomorrow because 我觉得明天做太迟了，没有什么意义。Okay, let's try. Okay, kita cuba. Okay, example. So right, chapter 4, form 4, so 4. Chapter 5. Okay, try here. See? First question they ask you, what is the meaning of cosmetic? Okay, come on. What's the meaning of cosmetic? 有3个关键字的 chemical substance that 3个什么什么什么 come on try CPE come on three main points cleanse protect and enhance yes you know why actually here got answer already 我用这个 module 是因为旁边有答案所以我们可以从 question and see the answer. So chemical substance that are used externally. 我们是放在外面的嘛，化妆品都是在 external. So what is the function? To enhance, to protect, to cleanse the appearance of individuals. So state 2 types of basic ingredient. 这个你要懂啦。Water, emulsifier, preservative, thickener, dye. Okay, any 2, up to you. Okay, see one. Ida was diagnosed with kidney damage. Okay, 看到吗？他已经讲了 kidney damage kidney damage suggests one prohibited chemical substance in that cosmetic product exactly mercury so what other 除了 kidney damage 还有什么东西会导致 side effect due to mercury what other effects not death 啦 not yet death not 没有这样惨 mercury 除了 kidney okay cancer might occur mercury just now it was in the textbook 除了 kidney 如果它它进入我们的人体血什么 blood circulation it can cause damage to nervous system yes, it will flow into the bloodstream. Okay, state another one side effect. Skin irritation or poisoning. Okay, so state another one side effect of chemical use in 1C1 mercury. Skin irritation. You can say damage to the nervous system, skin damage and so on. Okay, so basic 啦。所以看到它的题目第一个还会问 what is the definition， 第二个他叫你给 example， 第三个他叫你给一个 chemical name， 第四个他叫你给另外一个 effect。So the questions are somewhat almost like this. Hampir sama je. Okay, you see this one? See, what is meant by cosmetic? Chemical substance that use externally to cleanse, protect and enhance one's appearance. Settle, that's it. Based on table 1, identify type of cosmetic M and N. Okay, we can. Type of cosmetic 第一个 M as skin moisturizer and facial mask. So just now, what type of cosmetic we have? Okay, we look back. Type of cosmetics. So basic cosmetic ingredients. So here, type of cosmetic 3个 makeup, treatment, fragrance. So makeup, treatment, fragrance. Treatment is to treat body lah. Makeup is for beautify the face, make the face nicer. 是每次你去拍拖女生就会化妆化美美的 OK 可以画美美男生也是有可能化妆啦 but OK alright so we look here skin moisturizer facial mask so M treatment cosmetics deodorant and perfume fragrance okay explain why nanotechnology is widely used in the manufacturing of cosmetics okay 我们来看 example answer为什么在你们的化妆品里面现在呢它很多用 nanotechnology 好像你们讲那个在 TV 很喜欢出的那种 cosmetic 什么 example nano white 还有什么我很少去注意这些 cosmetic 的 also a reason why we are still single because we don't pay attention to cosmetics so nano white 还有什么besides nano white 不懂啦有那种写戏嘛那种去代言okay we take example nano white why is it called nano because it uses nano technology to produce that cosmetic. So 为什么它会用 nano technology？ 因为我们知道 nano 就是 very small, extremely small particles. So 当它的 particle 很小的话，它就很容易穿过我们的皮肤，然后它可以帮我们很快的提供那个想要的那个效果。Example, nano white. I think nano white is 皮肤漂白的，还是皮肤嫩滑的。所以为什么我用 nano technology？ 因为那些 particle 就很小个，你第一个一定要先提 nano particle mean nano extremely small particles. So why do we use these nanoparticles? Because they can easily penetrate the skin and can control release of active ingredient, or we can say enhance the effectiveness. Okay. So you like state the meaning of cosmetic, so you can expect this one in your SPM 啦。Okay. 你看这个 example PQR. So 你要懂啦 P beautify the face 很简单的 lipstick. Okay, you can just give lipstick or compact powder. Okay, cannot write powder, I have compact powder lipstick. Q 咧 treat the body cream or face moisturizer. Fragrance 给你香的 deodorant or perfume. So 其实what you say 他们很喜欢用 cosmetic 这个 topic 来出题。So you can read more on that. Okay, so we see example here. State the type of medicine W and X. So modern medicine 我们有三种 psychotic drug, and then we have streptomycin and aspirin. So streptomycin, this one is what I just learned 因为现在医学也是有学到这个 streptomycin， 我们需要背那些名字。If I can recall correctly, streptomycin is a type of antibiotics. 它就是帮忙去掉里面的 bacteria, microorganism. Aspirin 就是也止痛药 ，aspirin 是止痛药。那么呢，我们就知道 streptomycin 它是 antimicrobial， 所以可以看 antimicrobial. Aspirin 是 analgesic 是止痛药 ，yes, pain relief. The very common example of aspirin, paracetamol or Panadol. Okay. So what is the function of W? Kill or retard bacterial growth. What is it? You have to memorize. What does it mean by antimicrobial? Anti means don't have. Micro means microorganism. Microbial means living of the microorganism. So antimicrobial 就是它会 prevent 或者 kill bacterial growth. So from the name itself, antimicrobial, no microorganism growth. So kill or retard bacterial growth. 看到吗 Okay. So give one example of psychotic drug. 这个你要背啦。It's either haloperidol, chlorpromazine and clozapine. Any one answer. So 这个会比较辛苦一点，你要去背。But by now, right? Let's say 现在星期二要考试了，对吗 ？By now 其他 topic 你应该是 OK 了。You just need to do like touch and go revision. Especially those that join before or watch before my recording, I already revised through the SPM trial papers. Then we have already gone through the concepts. So by now you should already be familiar with the topic concept. Okay, so 你可以 touch and go. 现在呢，好像我会 focus more on this 那些 topic 我没有去认真去上的，好像这些 topic, so that at least 一个分在这里，2个分在这里，3个分在这里，它至少给到我分数 in section A, section B or section C. Okay. So what is the function of medicine X? Pain relief. Let's try to find something that. Okay, this one. The following equation show the reaction in preparation of soap in the laboratory. Palmitic acid plus solution J, you get soap K and glycerol. State the name of the reaction to prepare soap. Okay, so what is the name of reaction to prepare soap? Start with S. Remember soap, se. Come on. What's the saponification? Yes. Okay. State the name of solution J if soap K is sodium palmitate. Okay, now 现在他跟你讲了 soap K 是 sodium palmitate， 所以你觉得 solution J 是什么？ What is solution J？ Okay， 我们不用背，我们怎么样明白？我们知道 soap 它是一种 salt， 对吗？ It's a type of salt. So, in order for you to have salt, you need to have an acid and an alkali. Okay. So, potassium palmite, no. 它现在要的是 solution J. Okay, so this reaction is to produce soap. Remember, just now we know that we understand soap 它是一个 salt made from acid and alkali, correct? So we already have palmitic acid. So you already know solution J should be an alkali. So 它已经跟你讲，它的名字叫 sodium palmitate. So we already have palmitate from the palmitic acid. So now we need the sodium. So where can you get sodium from, which is an alkali? 最常用的 example, exactly, sodium hydroxide. But please try to mention concentrated sodium hydroxide. Okay, so remember, we don't need to memorize, we just remember. Soap is a salt made from who? Acid and an alkali. So let's say I give you the name potassium laurate. So 我知道 potassium is from the alkali, potassium hydroxide. Laurate is from the acid, lauric acid. So lauric acid with the potassium will form potassium laurate. So same here. They already given you the name of K is sodium palmitate. So we know it is made from sodium salt and a palmitic acid. So we already know got palmitic acid. So 我们可以知道另外一个一定是 sodium hydroxide. Why not potassium hydroxide? Because they already tell you the name is sodium palmitate. I tell you the name, my name is Adrian Adriano Fu. Do you change my name into Adrian Adriano Fu? Adrian Adriana? No, right? Because my name is already Adriano. So sodium palmitate, you use sodium. Why they have to specify sodium palmitate? 因为 soap 它可以是 sodium， 它也可以是 potassium. Okay? Now, Puan Salmia found that the dirt on her sunsports pants still remain after washing with soap K and water at her house. State the name of the cleaning agent that can be used to overcome the problem. How? So what is the problem now? Problem is 他要洗他儿子的那个体育裤，但是他用了 soap， 他用了 water， 还是没有用，他还是保留。So 可以用什么来洗？我们有几种 cleaning agent， 我们只有两种，一个是 soap， 另外一个是 detergent. Yes. No one else answer. 抓到几个人？朱振宇，Matthew Tan, this kind of people. Okay, so we use detergent. Okay, now I want you all to explain. 为什么 soap 不可以，可是 detergent 可以？它会关系到什么 theory？ Okay, water, obviously water, but what water? We have two types of water. We have soft water and hard water. Yes. So 我们如果 let's say 啦，第四题他问你 explain your answer in 3， 你可以 explain 怎么样？ The water used by Puan Salmia might be hard water. 它的水可能是一个 hard water, which contain calcium or magnesium ion. This hard water will reduce the efficiency of the soap K. Okay? No, not soft. Soft is don't have calcium and magnesium. Hard water is got calcium and magnesium. Because of this calcium and magnesium cation, it will attach to the soap and ion. 记得吗 ？soap and ion. 我们有一个 hydrophilic head 跟 hydrophobic tail. So 这个 Ca2 plus 或者 Mg2 plus 它就会 attach to this, which will form a insoluble salt. What is the name of the insoluble salt? Can anyone tell me the answer? What's the name of the insoluble salt formed when soap and ion combine with calcium or magnesium? Scum, yes. Okay, settle. That's it. So if question asks you to explain, you need to know lah. Okay. What else? Can we write? See, most of them is cosmetic and the additives. Okay. 我们看来这个。Okay, we try this question. This question looks fun. Diagram 10.4 shows the observation when using different cleaning agents. Set 1. Grease. Grease 是 fat 咯 Okay. 它用 hard water, no function. Okay. Z. Grease, hard water, but 它的那个 grease 不见掉了。Do you drink sink water? Teacher, is sink water hard or soft? Sink water, if it's filtered, I think it's soft. But I think if unfiltered, it's hard water. Yeah, I think so. That's why 现在的人没有用 soap 了，它通常都是用 detergent. Okay. And then 第三个 Z plus X after. Okay. Plus additive X. Okay. So here, what can you notice? What can you predict? 你可以做一个推断。Y cleaning agent Y， 它在 hard water， 它不能 remove。所以你觉得这个 cleaning agent Y， 它可能是什么？Come on, this one is the last question for today 啦。Cannot too much into your brain. Yes, exactly. 为什么你觉得它是 soap? Why do you think it is soap? 为什么是 soap? Yes, 因为它在 hard water not efficient. Okay. How about Z? 它在 hard water， 可是它可以把 grease 弄走，它是一个 detergent. Yes, good. How about 第三个 Z plus X? What is the difference between the second set and the third set? 谁可以发现到？第二跟第三，什么东西是不一样的？ No, not hydrogen peroxide. No, I mean not the answer. Yes, blood. 刚才是 grease， 现在是 blood。请问 blood 是用什么做出来的？Bio students, hello. What is what is blood made of? Okay, red blood cell. What is it? Blood is red blood cell. Okay. What is that red blood cell made of? Yes, hemoglobin. What is hemoglobin? Yes, protein. Good. Protein. Okay. Blood is made out of protein. So, by now, 你应该要懂这个 additive X is something related to protein, which is what Mingyue mentioned, enzymes. 看到吗？ Blood 它特别在哪里？它跟 grease 是脂肪油 but blood is made out of protein. So you should think that the additive X is something related to protein. So based on the information, identify X, Y, Z. Okay, so what is X? 这里enzyme, protease or amylase. If you can remember lah, you can write biological enzyme if you don't remember. Specifically here, protease and amylase. Protease lah for blood. Okay, what about Y? Y is a soap as you mentioned. Z is a detergent. So, explain the difference in observation between set 1 and 2. Okay, 1 and 2. What is the difference? Set 1, we have grease. Set 2, don't have. So, how do you explain? Okay, see here. Hard water contains calcium and magnesium ion. Okay? So, soap and ion will react with this hard water to produce white precipitate or scum. This one is insoluble. Okay, so detergent will react with hot water to produce soluble salt. No scum is produced. 所以你看到吗？你 explain 就是这样罢了。为什么刚才 Z 可以 Y 不可以？因为 Z 它是 detergent 的 N ion can react with hot water to form soluble salt, which will not produce any scum. So 你注意的就是那个 scum, which is insoluble. 这个 scum is only for who? Only for soap. Detergent 没有这个东西。Okay? So when you explain like that. Okay, let's see. Any more question? Okay, let's try this question. Diagram 11.3 shows the list of medicine and instruction for use by doctor given by two patients, A and B. A, 他用 paracetamol. Okay. Now medicine B, to relieve joint swelling and inflammation. Okay. But for patient B, 他给 aspirin. Okay, aspirin. Now medicine C, to relieve severe allergy and cold. So based on the list of medicine, name the type of drug B and C and contrast paracetamol and aspirin. 我们来看一下 B. 为什么 B 我们给 corticosteroid？ 因为它要 relieve inflammation。刚才我讲了嘛 ，inflammation 就是你皮肤有敏感，所以我们会用什么？那个 cream corticosteroid。To relieve severe allergy and cold， 那个就是 anti-allergies。Now compare paracetamol and aspirin. Okay, paracetamol. Now when they say contrast, what does it mean by contrast? Contrast 就是要有 similar and differences. Okay, so what is the similarity? Both are analgesics. 两个都是止痛药。差别在哪里？ Paracetamol you can take anytime. Aspirin you must take after you eat because it is very acidic. 所以为什么你吃的那个 Panadol 叫 paracetamol？ 因为那个是比较轻的，它的 dosage， 所以你随时都可以吃。但是 aspirin 呢，它是一个很酸性的一个药，所以呢，你要在吃饭过后才可以用 aspirin。So that's the difference. 可是两个都是止痛药。Okay? This one I think no problem lah. A and B. How do you identify? 看它的那个 chemical structure. 这个是 soap 哦，这个很明显是一个 detergent. OK， 请问为什么我知道右手边是 detergent， 左手边是 soap？Can anyone answer this question? How do I know left is soap, right is detergent? What怎么知道 ？Yes, good. On the right, can you see what is the main thing here? The sulfonate group. So that is detergent. 因为我们知道 soap 它只是一个 acid 加 alkali. So using magnesium nitrate solution reagent and distilled water, describe a chemical test to differentiate washing powder A and washing powder B. State the steps of the test and tabulate. Okay, this one is difficult. 它叫你用 magnesium nitrate solution and distilled water, describe chemical test. Okay, 请问为什么他给你 magnesium nitrate 跟 water？ 我要拿来做什么？我要拿来 produce 什么东西？什么东西是有 yes hard water？ 他给你 magnesium nitrate MgNO3 2 and water because they want you to produce hard water which contain Mg2+. 你有了 hard water 你就可以 differentiate 咯。怎么样 differentiate？ 一个会 produce white precipitate， 一个 no produce white precipitate. So you see example here. Measure 5 cm cube of magnesium nitrate solution and put into test tube, and then measure 5 cm cube of distilled water. Okay, and then you put a little bit of A into both test tubes. Then you shake the test tube. Then you record observation, and then you repeat steps 1 to 4 by changing A with B. 什么意思？第一步，我们拿那个 magnesium nitrate 放进一个 test tube。第二步，拿 distilled water 放进另外一个 test tube。Okay, and then 我就拿一点点的 A 放进有 magnesium nitrate 的，另外一个放进有水罢了。然后你就摇，然后你 check 它的 observation。So actually, in this question, this is not required. 为什么？因为他已经跟你讲，他给的是 magnesium nitrate solution. What is the difference between solution and magnesium nitrate? Solution 我加了什么？Solution 我没有加 hard water， 我加 water， yes. Solution 我加水，所以这里呢，我不需要准备那个 magnesium nitrate solution。But 如果题目他跟你讲，他给你 magnesium nitrate powder and water， then 你就要讲一个 test tube 只有纯水 water only， 另外一个 test tube other test tube you put magnesium nitrate powder mix with the water to form magnesium nitrate solution. So what will you observe? For distilled water, 水会有那个 white precipitate soap 咯。So distilled water both also dissolve. But for magnesium nitrate, 水会有那个 white precipitate. Pencuci A, which is our soap, because they will form the white precipitate, or we say scum. Scum is produced. But for detergent, do you have any problem with detergent? tak ada. 为什么？ Because detergent when react with the hard water, it form soluble salt. So it is still soluble. Okay. And then maybe the next question, question E. Based on your observation given in donkey, explain why the observation is such. So you should explain. Soap, when dissolved in water, it will form soap anion and a cation ion. Soap anion can produce cleansing effect. But in hard water, soap anion will combine with the magnesium ion to form scum, which is insoluble precipitate. However, detergent can combine with magnesium ion to form soluble salt solution. Therefore, no precipitate is present. 就是这样罢了 when you explain. Okay? Right. I think that sums up about it. So, throughout this year, these few months, 我给你们的 recording complete 的还有 online class 有什么 Form 4的 periodic table and the chemical bond, salt, acid, base. I think this is the main 3 big topics, okay, that you can look for the recording on. For Form 5, 我觉得 Form 5我已经 cover fully all topics. Chapter 1, redox, I covered a lot of times. Chapter 2, carbon compound, 我希望你们可以 score, 因为很简单那个。Chapter 3, thermochem, 我也是跟你们讲过很多次了。We also have a recording. Chapter 5, which we just did today. So only missing is Chapter 4. But Chapter 4, I think no problem to you all. It's just polymers. 你只要会给它名字，画 polymer 就可以了。Okay? Alright. So anyone has any questions? I think 大致上能够 cover 的我都 cover. The ones that should be discussed, I already discussed. So anyone has any questions? Anyone has any question? Okay, I know. Alright. So I think that sums up. This will be my final class with you all. Biology 应该不会讲了啊 Final class, this is really final class. MS 那天讲 final, 这个是真的 final. So I wish you all the best for your chemistry paper on Tuesday. I hope to hear good news lah from you all. Bio 我不敢教 因为 bio I am not adept in the answering technique 啊，那个 point 我还拉跟 point Rashida 一定会帮你们的 OK， 因为 bio 它有那个 technique which I am not very how to say very trained in okay alright, so if don't have any question, I think that sums it up. I just want to wish good luck to every one of you all for your Tuesday chemistry papers. Hopefully can 啦 pass 没有问题 credit in 应该没有问题 A plus 一定可以 OK just go through all the 我没有教华文那个太做不起我教你华文可以我保证你明天都 fail 到骨里华文我觉得啊现在这种情况啊华文你读回去自己做过的练习吧OK 好像我那时候我华文考试啊因为你们下午是4件2嘛对吗所以我是4件1的时候我只是读回他的那个我们写过的公函那些罢了 Chinese essay sample 没有我很少share华文的但是如果你们需要的话我有收集之前我那一年呢我有收集几个链接他们都是那种Guru Cemerlang我可以 share 给你们那些 YouTube 链接好像你们认识的吧叶凤梅老师我认识那个叶凤梅老师那时候有去那个王月海讲堂听课的你们应该认识叶凤梅老师那些卓越老师我可以 share 那个过后我 share 给你们 SPM 的题目应该有那个 Telegram group 里面应该有我也是可以 share 给你们过后我 share 给 Nicholas okay if you have no question for chemistry I think that's all for today good luck again and I hope to see you all during your SPM results day which is usually on the Thursday lah Thursday 我得空 okay 了 I hope all the best for you don't forget me so 2 years have been passed this fast okay alright good luck and thank you for joining yes no problem bye